20 paintings in this exhibition, all of which are made using a monotype process. Baselitz, who always works flat on the floor, takes a canvas, paints a quick image of a hand on it, and then puts another prepared canvas on top of it and uses the back of a push broom to transfer the original image onto the new canvas. And he's very interested in the fact that what comes out of it is not necessarily what he put in. He considers it something like catalyzing something, and he's very, very open to all the accidents and happy coincidences that happens when he peels away the new image off the original. The surfaces of these paintings are fascinating. You can see footprints, bits of studio detritus, and this varnish pools around the detritus in very, very interesting ways. There are also aspects of them that recall the surrealist technique of decalcomania. That's where you would put paint between two surfaces and peel it off and then elaborate on the biomorphic shapes that occur. In some of these paintings you can see aspects, passages that look like coral fronds or forests, and some of them teethe with this kind of seething life. You can also see skulls, striding figures, all kinds of things, so almost like a Rorschach blot. Whatever your subconscious feeds you, you'll probably find it in these Golden Hand paintings. The Golden Hands paintings continue an age-old tradition in art called breaking the hand. A lot of artists who are highly, highly skilled introduce some mediating factor to reduce their own facility and open the painting up to chance and accident. And Baselitz is very open to the uncontrolled aspect. He loves the surrealist and that kind of magical thing that happens when you peel away the new image and the paint takes on a life of its own and does something that was unexpected and very fresh. And it's a very interesting coincidence, I think, that he's using an image of the hand in a process of breaking the hand. The subject of the hand is not a new one for Baselitz. He says he painted his first hand detached from the body in 1964, and his Hero series of the 1965 show figures with over or undersized hands of feet. He is an artist who sees himself as very much connected to the earth as opposed to his Mediterranean counterparts who paint images of transcendence and angels and things like that, but he draws his inspiration from the earth. Baselitz is also aware that the hand is a subject by which artists have traditionally shown their skills. He's very interested in Dürer's drawing of praying hands, that famous work from 1508 that he says is one of the very, very earliest examples of the hand as a subject in and of itself. And he has done a series of drawings in which he demonstrates his great facility as a graphic artist. These are much more traditionally realistic than the Golden Hands paintings and are filled with intricate configurations of lines in the palm and fingers and things like that. And they're based on Sinken, a finger language that he learned as a kid by which you can communicate some slightly off-color concepts using just configurations of your fingers. The exhibition contains an exciting new body of work, the artist's first sculptures since 2013, and these are a series of fire-gilded bronze reliefs. They're images of hands, and Baselitz is always been somebody who likes to work directly with materials and has found that he's maybe no longer able to work with huge pieces of wood and things that he's used in the past. And so he started using plasticine or modeling clay like you would use in school to make these bronze reliefs. And he says he has kneaded and rolled out the clay to make a hand and treated it something like pizza dough. Giacometti was an inspiration for these reliefs. But Giacometti, despite all the attenuation and stretched out aspects, is still sculpture in the round. And these are something very, very different. They're intentionally flat, and Baselitz sees them as something like fingerprints in a passport, a straightforward sign of identity. And he thinks about things made by non-traditional artists, like ex-votos, which are small devotional representations of body parts, usually out of tin, that you would pin on a church wall as a kind of offering and thanks for a vow that was realized. So if you had an injured hand and it was healed, you would pin a little tin hand onto a church wall. And he also thinks about prehistoric cave paintings, like in Lascaux, or ancient prehistoric art that's found in Australia or Africa or Hawaii, in which the artist would sometimes take a mouthful of pigment, blow it over their hand, and create a symbol, a straightforward sort of emblem of I was here, that trace of the hand, that sort of straightforward emblem of identity. The bronze reliefs are all entitled after artists that Baselitz admires, like Valls and de Kooning and Rousseau, but he's adamant that these are in no way portraits or symbols for these artists. They're just a catalog of artists that he's been thinking about recently.